Logan Paul and KSI's fight this past August turned out to be the biggest fight in internet history. Millions tuned in to watch and it generated millions in revenue. So considering how many viewers he brought in, it's no surprise that Logan Paul is gonna join the UFC and fight professionally. What is happening? This is InformOverload. I'm Charlotte Del Rey, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I'm assuming that you don't need a place to get daily reliable news updates on everything going on the internet. Yes, I said reliable. Don't look at me like that. I'm a serious journalist and this is my serious journalist hat. But tell me, would you guys like to see other hosts? I know I've been hosting this channel by myself for quite some time now, but we were thinking about bringing in some new faces. Let me know what you think in those comments. You should also tell me while you're down there how you think Logan would do in a real UFC fight. So just when you thought the YouTuber fight thing was over, it's been tipped that Logan Paul is gonna join the UFC. That's according to UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley. It's not exactly out of left field that the UFC would want Logan Paul. The fight between Logan and KSI was the biggest ever amateur boxing fight. It ended in a draw, but it drew in 60 million online viewers, including 30 million viewers for the official fight trailers, and over 1 million people watched it pay-per-view. It's estimated that ticket sales from the sold-out fight at Manchester Arena generated $3.5 million US. So for a little bit of comparison, the highly anticipated fight between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, which was labeled as the biggest fight in combat sports history, had more than 5 million pay-per-view watchers and 50 million people watched in total. That's pretty close considering Logan Paul and KSI are two YouTubers who had never fought in a professional capacity before. Logan Paul has talked about being a professional fighter in the past. He and Jake once told TMZ that they would want to fight Conor McGregor. That was weird. Got some funny reactions for sure. And back in August, Logan tweeted that the thought of securing a fight in the UFC is exciting. Could finally use my wrestling background, but here's some other celebrities / athletes want to catch these hands first. Yes, there are other celebrities who want to catch those hands, Logan. There are a lot of people who want to see Logan Paul get punched in the face. And there's also a lot of people who want to punch Logan Paul in the face. So he might as well make a bunch of money doing it and maybe throw some of his own punches too. And apparently, listen, I'm no expert, but Joe Rogan says that he's pretty darn good at throwing punches. On the Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan was quoted saying, "Logan Paul actually knows how to fight. He had a boxing match with that other YouTube guy." I love how they call him the other YouTube guy. "But I was watching him throw punches in that fight, and this is a guy who knows how to throw a punch. His punches looked good." Dana White, president of the UFC, has previously said that Logan Paul would get killed in a professional UFC fight. But then again, Dana White also once said that women would never fight, and look how that turned out. And now Logan Paul has another big name backing him up. Tyron Woodley, in an interview with TMZ, said Logan is going to fight in the UFC. He was quoted saying, "Dana White is not a fool. He's gonna fight. Mark my words, Logan Paul will fight in the UFC." It is no secret that Logan Paul does have a background in wrestling. And even though wrestling and mixed martial arts are two completely different sports, the skills are transferable. Joe Rogan said, "Logan knows distance and timing. He knows how to connect. He doesn't look like Canelo Alvarez or anything crazy, but he looks like a guy who can throw a punch." So the exact date of when Logan will join the UFC is unclear. Let's be honest, even though the fight between Logan and KSI was the biggest fight ever between amateurs, Logan won't be up against amateurs in the UFC. He's going to be up against athletes who've been training for years, if not their whole lives. Logan probably needs a lot more training before he can even consider joining the UFC. Dana White is probably smart enough to realize that signing Logan Paul will make him and the UFC a lot of money, so he will probably sign Logan Paul to a UFC fight contract. I don't know how I feel about this, guys. On the one hand, I would probably watch Logan Paul fight in the UFC, but on the other hand, I can't help but feel like it might be a total disaster, and as much as people don't like Logan Paul, I don't know if it's really worth it for him to get really badly hurt in a professional fight. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, but for now, I'm gonna do some comment replies. Grim Hades said, "Do gingers have souls?" I got soul, but I'm not a soldier. CSMP said, "I so ship you and Ed Sheeran." Do you really? I don't actually find him that attractive, but he gets more points because of his voice. That's a nice voice he's got. Vertan said, "Charlotte, did you exchange your ears for your belly button?" Yes, in Canada we have these markets where we can trade body parts and things like seal meat. Yeah, I got a harpoon, what's up? Rachel Thabet said, "Wow, more fire content." Yes, dishing out the fire. Saad Syed said, "Charlotte, how do you like your potatoes? Mashed with butter and on top of a good old steak." Alright, it's that time. We've come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching Inform Overload. We really appreciate it. And by the way, we absolutely love it when you guys tip us off about stories that you hear about. I've actually gotten a few ideas from people who have sent me direct messages on Instagram and Twitter, so if you hear about a story that would be good for IO, don't hesitate to contact me or IO. Welcome to the end screen. You've got a couple of choices right now. If you like this video, you will love this video right over here. Apparently Danielle Bergoli wants to join the UFC too. Also, how do you feel about that thumbnail? I made it myself. Wait, should I have said that? Is she gonna sue me? Is she gonna come after me? Whatever. And by the way, if you were a fan of this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so I can see you in a future IO video.